Yo, what is up, Googlers and YouTubers? It's your boy Henry, and I'm back at it again with another review. Can't to check out the subscribers and say what's up to the subscribers. You know this channel is all about the subscribers. Subscribers come first on this channel. And real quick, guys, before I jump to the review, if you'll take one quick second to press the subscription button, by you pressing the subscribe button, what happens is I come back with another review, and you guys get to see me again, and it's that easy. Let's go. All right, guys. Yo, we're gonna jump to the movie Hostel. Oh my fucking god, dude. The year is 2025, man. I'm still in high school. Well, I'm still in high school when this movie came out. And me being a movie addict, I would lie to you guys if I said I saw this movie in theaters, because I don't even think it was allowed to hit the theaters. Here's my point. I saw this movie about 2 years later, so in 2006, 2007, I could clearly say that I remember seeing this movie. No, 2000, yo, what am I saying? Yo, it was on HBO. I did see this movie because it hit HBO. What the fuck is wrong with me? Okay, guys, it was fucking 20 years ago. My bad for not remembering, right? But I do remember this movie now. Oh my fucking god, man. Let's go ahead and start off with the review, man. Let's go ahead and get to it. All right, let's go. So, guys, so you're coming into a world of hostels. Now, I never knew this at the time. I'll be honest with you guys. I didn't know what the fuck it was. But it was for travelers to pretty much what they call backpacking. So pretty much your average person who cannot afford to stay in hotel rooms every single night and afford to, who wants to travel and see the cities and see the landscape, you know what I mean? Because I used to pretty much wonder, like, so why the fuck, you know, what are they doing? Like, you know, walking around the state? Like, if you're walking a circle around the state, pretty much, you know, but you're traveling state to check out the lands and check out the people. And, you know, of course, meet good people along the way, right? To me, at the time, it was a little bit too much. Like, yo, I wouldn't do that shit, right? But the hostels. Now, the hostels, dude, what they are a lot cheaper than hotel rooms, because what it is you're sharing open space, like bathrooms, like showers, open showers, open bathrooms, open living room. You know what I'm saying? So in other words, it's meant to be, I don't even know what the fuck the right word is called, but a hostel, I guess. Yes, exactly. But it's meant to be publicly shared, in other words, right? Okay, cool. So you come into this world of three guys that already had just met each other, and they were fucking cool hanging out with each other, but they did met each other on the road. Now, you have two Americans that are backpacking right through Europe, and they came across France, and they met this really, really cool guy that they trusted, and he saw that they were good people, and it was just a match. It was a perfect matching pair, in other words, right? Two Americans and this one French guy, and they fucking did it awesome, man. That French dude guy, real quick on his performance, I gotta say, early in the movie, he really broke the ice. He really brought the fun to the camera without trying, and that's him being a professional actor, you know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure that's who he is in real life, in other words, you know what I mean? Like that person that brights up the room when they walk into it, or the life of the party. You know, these people they got a good reputation for being like, hey, yo, that guy's the life of the party, man. Everybody invite him. You know what I mean? He's gonna fucking, you know, he's gonna crank this party up or whatnot. So they had that amongst each other. You know, the tripod. They were cool. In other words, they already were set. So there they are, traveling, drinking from place to place in Europe, from pubs, not bars, from pubs to pubs, right? And they end up staying out late, miss the curfew or whatever. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, guys. Real fucking interesting. Is that when they get out there, they miss curfew and the hostel's closed. So on the side of the hostel, there's a guy there, almost if he was waiting for them. But he's like, hey, Americans, come here, I got you. You know what I mean? And they go ahead and go into this place, and there's people fucking drugs, weed, you know what I mean? This is why people go to Europe, straight up. Excuse me, I shouldn't say that. It's kind of rude. But it's the idea of why Americans want to go to Europe or Colombia or places like this, because they're like, hey, you know, sex and drugs and everything's all good, and you don't got to worry about the fucking laws like here in fucking the U.S. So that's just the ideal of it, right? Okay, so now that they're there, hanging out, Alex, which is the guy's name, the bad guy's name, right? He asks them, like, what are you guys here for? And they're like, oh, we're here for bitches. And he's like, oh, you're here for pussy? Excuse me, the channel. He's like, oh, you're here for some girls? And he's like, what about this? These are some girls, no? and he shows them some of like the most beautiful women you have ever seen, just straight up. And he's naked with like 3 fucking girls, dude. You know what I mean? Like rock star shit. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, oh my God, where is this? And he tells them where to go in Europe. He's like, it's north of Ukraine. It's north of Ukraine. And dude, I'm telling you, man, that shit there is fucking, oh my God, we're not even there yet on the review. Hold on one second, guys. So he tells them where to go meet the girls, and then sure enough, they go ahead there, they check into the hostel, they meet the girls, but this is where it gets really cool and really interesting, because when they go there, there's these girls that are naked, changing, like they said, you have to share the room, share the bathroom, share all the shit, right? So you have roommates, in other words. So sure enough, they go to the hostel and they see that there's pretty girls there, and then they go to the spa, and everybody's having a great time. Now this is where it gets interesting. After the spa, they all go out to drinks and, you know, party and all that stuff, right? Now here where it gets interesting. What they did was they separated them without them realizing it. The first cool Frenchman from Paris went with the girl who was the front girl's desk. She worked at the front desk. She was a girl at the front desk at the hostel. He went with her and he never returned. So now it's just the 2 Americans, and they're hanging out with each other, and then they get separated. Now, this is where it gets so interesting, though, guys, and I want to go ahead and slow down on that, right? Okay, let's talk about the hostel real quick. The hostel we already discussed that. Let's talk about the Americans. You know, first of all, you're so far away from home, dude. You are so far away from your laws and what rights you have as an American citizen. And once you're in other countries, I always feel this way. You have to respect their way of living. If they sit and eat on the floor, you sit and eat on the floor. If you know, again, like I said, if anywhere in the world, wherever you are, if you're around certain people and there's certain culture, you have to abide by their rules, because you don't want to offend anybody. And trust me, they're offending somebody else in another country it wouldn't be as pleasant, you know, or understandable as it is here in America and States. Right. Okay. So fucking shit. So where are we at right now? Okay, so I already got the guys, you know, the channel, and again, like, you know, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel, guys. Again, leaving the reviews, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. But if you guys know, I'm all about the writing. I've always been all about the writing, and this is one of those movies where the plot is perfect, the writing is perfect, and straight the fuck up. The directing, okay, let's talk about the directing. I didn't know that this was directed by Quarantino. Fucking the madman, Quarantino. Quarantino. I didn't know that this was directed by him, guys. I just really didn't. I would be a fucking liar as a reviewer if I said, oh yeah, I knew he did it. No, I didn't. You know what I mean? I'm watching this movie yesterday and I'm thinking to myself, get the fuck out of here. He was behind the camera. Him and the other dude from Indigenous Bastards. I forgot the other guy's name. And I'm not going to worry about that right now. But the point is that them two together worked on this project, and you can see what they put together. Man, fucking amazing. Amazing writing, guys. Amazing fucking writing, man. Amazing. So it's a jungle out here, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to say about Europe now. Now going back to that, right? This is where it gets very interesting again too, right? When the girls separated the guys without them much realizing it, because yes, they lose the first Frenchman, but remind you, they've been hanging out with them all day. Smoking, drinking. It happens really fast in the movie, but if you look at the time lapse, they already have that information that, hey, these 2 Americans are together and they met this guy on the road. So let's get this guy out the way first. They separate you. They separate you from the herd. Lions do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Hyenas do this shit. Like wild animals know this predator attack, in other words, right? So with that being said, now like they know that the 2 Americans are together. Now this is where it gets interesting, because on the 2 Americans, they drug them at the end of the night. Once they take him, the next night they all go out again to go fuck and drink and do all that stuff. But they do get drugged. They drug them again, like, hey, yo, take this pill, you know, you'll feel better or whatever. So they take it. Now they separate. One goes to the restroom and ends up getting locked in the closet, and the other one goes home. So when the other one goes home, this is where he wakes up in the fucking hostel. I mean, not the hostel, that's just the name of the movie. Where he wakes up at the museum. Now, we're going to slow down real quick and get to that. That's his own subject. But the other friend, played by Jay Hernandez, falls asleep in a bar, right? And when he fell asleep at the bar, he doesn't wake up till the next day. Now, remind you, the other American, played by Derek Richardson. Man, okay, now we're going to talk about Derek Richardson on this one. So I guess Derek Richardson, dude, guys, just by Googling him right now, and I just wrote to him on Instagram yesterday, the day that I was watching this movie, on his performance. Man, we got to talk about that. Derek Richardson. See, this is the thing about Hollywood, California, and I hate to say this, right? Because it is going to come out in an ugly picture. But sometimes what they do is they find people, not actors, they find people and tell them, hey, we really think that you'll be best for this part. Can you come check it out? Can you come see it? Can you come on set? Can you look at it? Can you read this script? Can we read it to you? You know, this and that. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because Derek Richardson, I feel that he was an amateur actor. You know, no disrespect, a B-level actor. But this project was perfect for him because he's a good-hearted person. In other words, guys, I'm trying to tell you and say, yo, his performance was not acting. He was scared shitless, man. He was fucking scared. He was fucking scared, and he fucking did it. They caught him on camera, dude, but I'm telling you, I have a feeling that he didn't. I have a feeling that he didn't act this out. You know what I mean? That he was legit scared. You know what I mean? Like, you have to get into character to get these kind of moments. And maybe they did tie him down for a few hours just to get the picture, just to get him to weep the way he did and cry the way he did and fear and be in fear the way he was in his eyes. And oh man, dude, like I said, fucking magnificent performance from Derek Richardson. So good. So good. Oh my God, dude. So good. So we're going to go with that right there, right? Now, let's go ahead and jump to the main star of this whole show was Jay Hernandez. Jay Hernandez, man. Jay fucking Hernandez, dude. I'm not going to lie to you. Jay Hernandez is a B+ actor at best. He's a B actor, a level B actor, B+ at best. You know, I'm sorry. It's just, you know, the way it is, right? I'm going to tell you right now, guys, he fucking murdered this movie, man. He did so fucking badass on this fucking movie. And that's why this movie gets to me. That's why this movie gets rated 5-star movie, because this is, like I said though, guys, you don't need $1 billion like today in 2025 to try to fucking make a good movie. No, what you need is good actors. Excuse me. What you need is dedicated actors, a dedicated director, dedicated writers with a fucking script that's worth fucking showing, right? Jay Hernandez, man. Oh my God, bro. Fucking kills it in this movie, you know? And again, like I said, guys, if anybody was out there to fucking call me biased and say, oh, you just like him because he's Spanish or Mexican, and you know what I mean? I mean, yo, dude, Derek Richardson's a Jew. You know what I'm saying? He's Jewish. He's a Jewish boy. That's why this fucking movie is written so good and is so fucking great. You have a Jewish guy and a Jewish and an American both Americans, an American Jewish boy and an American Jewish native, both fucking in this movie. It's a masterpiece, dude. Writing, at least. I'm sorry, but when you're talking about the writing, it's fucking magnificent, man. And guys, I'm gonna go ahead and finish off on this, right? I'm gonna finish off on this because this review went way too long for me. But I do want to say this part right here, though. Think about this right here. Think about Europe, what I was saying about this and that. Now, guys, and about respecting people's cultures and about not offending people because you don't want to wake up or something like this. Now, Henry, are you saying that this is real life? Yo, you better wake the fuck up, dude. You better wake the fuck up, man. Did you not hear what they were doing? That was an organization, okay? That was an organization. That place is a fucking business run by... The word is not millionaires no more, okay? We're in 2025, so I guess today's word you could use billionaires, but those places have always been run by the elites. I'm going to use this word, guys, the border, okay? We're going to leave it at that, the border. The people on the borders. The boards. I'll leave it like that, the boards. So these people on the boards, you know, it's a business, in other words. And I was looking at the pricing that they have on it. Back then, it was $25,000 for an American. And then you have 15, and then you had 5, 10, and 25, I believe it was. Like, it was 3 different prices. So $5,000 to kill, excuse me, $5,000 to kill somebody. And then it was $15,000 for a foreign woman. In other words, the prey. You get what I'm saying to you? In other words, what is easier for people to go missing and not notice and not for people that go missing that are not going to come looking for them. In other words, you know what I mean? So American was the highest at $25,000. I was thinking about it. If the year's 2025 and we're doing $25,000 back then compared to today's money, you're talking about 125 grand, guys. So to do this alone, period, it will cost you $20,000. Look at it like that today, right? And then the next deal would be, right, $50,000, right? Or $80,000. Yeah, $70,000, $50,000, something like that. You know what I mean? It'll be like 20, 50, and then you'll go for the high number at 125 or 100 grand. Let's just keep it at 100 grand. So $100,000, guys, $100,000 for an American. And again, like I said, this is the first hostel. So this is why it's so important, because did you see the way they had it designed? Did you see that building at the end of it, guys? It was decorated and designed as a museum. Now, it's a regular fucking building with rooms. It could have been a power plant. It could have been a radioactive plant. It could have been anything. You know, it could have been a hotel. It doesn't matter. The point is that the way they turned it into a museum, and they had people killing people, and it was very simple. Either you're prey or you're a predator in this situation. But once you see this, you know, or you're you're in this business because once you see this, now you work for us. You know, like the crew, like Alex and the girls. They were a crew working a job, and once those Americans got taken care of, they all got together and went to go get their money. You know, that's why Jay Hernandez was able to run over them at the end of the fucking movie, because he saw them working together where they were collecting a paycheck. Guys, this movie, this movie is so fucking good. Like I said, guys, again, my review, man, stretch it out way longer than I ever have before, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying the reviews. Please don't forget to press the Google like, follow, subscribe button. I will catch you guys on the next one. Deuces.